XRP to 550 in 2025, Standard Charter believes so. We're also going to talk about what's pulling the market down right now. Senate confirmation hearing price action.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Ew, this is gross, nasty, burns when I pee kind of action up on the screen. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. Just like my wife, when she finally answers my Snapchat back. Nickel Trick says, I love it when I'm at work and I get a news update. I'm glad you get the updates. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Greg Dalto says, other than tariff news, all XRP news has been positive. Nothing but market manipulation. Choo. Yeah, couldn't hold the $2 mark. We're down 4.5% here in the last 24 hours with XRP, along with a bunch of others bleeding out. Texas Sweet Tea says, I love that causes positive even during bad news like a boss. I do. I give you the news whether it's good or bad, happy or sad, and I try to put a little humor on it, a little naughtiness, and some excitement. Otherwise, it'd just be boring ass shit financial news. Bitcoin sitting at 79,712. ETH is 1518. Sol deep in the red, down 6% to 110. ADA down 6% as well, under 60 cents. That's a key line right there that ADA's having some trouble with. XRP right now at 196, XLM at 22.7, sweet 208. So what's going on? BTC slips despite the tariff pause and the stock market crash resumes. So the big problem we got is traditional finance is going, okay, so are we going to have a full-on like trade battle between the United States and China? Because if so, this is going to be extremely expensive for all of us. Why? Because what product out there doesn't come from China, or part of it doesn't come from China, right? Like that affects so many businesses. And what you're seeing right now is the Dow down 1,000 points today. It's up from its lows, but boy, it's still nasty right now. Down 2.5%. The NASDAQ tech heavy, right? Just like crypto tech heavy. Down 4% today. NASDAQ's all about growth too, right? Rates coming down and so forth. Rates aren't going to come down if we've still got the tariff war, and if Jerome Powell's like, yo, we need inflation to come down even lower. I'm telling you, he's going to be stingy. It's what the market's saying. U.S. Senate approved Paul Atkins as a new SEC chairman. Okay, this is cool, but something pisses me off about it. Atkins confirmation completes the SEC shift from Gensler to now more pro-crypto. The U.S. Senate has officially confirmed Paul Atkins, but the nomination was cleared in a 52 to 44 vote. 52 to 44. Why does that sound like such a weird number, Klaus? Because that's pretty much they all voted Republican one way, Democratic the other way. That's right, we're working together to make America better. No, they're not. They're fucking scumbags. I'm so tired of this partisan shit. You're telling me that there wasn't one Democrat that was like, you know what? I like what Atkins said. And you're telling me there wasn't one Republican that was like, man, Atkins, I don't know. I really wasn't impressed with him. He doesn't seem like the right guy for the job right now. That's what I'm saying. They're just voting with their party instead of voting with their own freaking minds. People are brainwashed to retarded. Ripple's XRP to hit 1250 before the end of Trump's term and 550 in 2025. This is coming from Standard Charter's Digital Assets Group. Standard Charter believes that XRP will hit $5.50 in 2025, increasing to $8 in 2026. Oh, that's a big ass typo because that says 400,000. That's not gonna happen. 1040 by the end of 2027 and 1250 in 2028. By the end of 2028, we see XRP's market cap overtaking Ethereum's. That's from Jeffrey Kendrick, head of digital asset research at Standard Charter Bank. That will make XRP the second largest non-stablecoin asset. I'm just throwing this out there because there are people predicting all sorts of wild stuff. And we're having problems right now holding on to $2, girlfriend. Volume up 10%. That means the exchanges are making a bunch of money. $150 billion in volume here last 24 hours. Fear and greed sitting at 25 out of 100. That's a good sign, I guess. Altcoin season. Nope, sorry. BTC dominated at 17 out of 100. XRP specifically. We just couldn't hold it, right? This is the last 24 hours. Look. Market tried to rebound on the Trump tariff news, and we went right back down again. Now, granted, we did stay above 190, which is really good, but when you zoom out to the broader scheme of things, you're like, Oh, so does this mean we're going to face more softness and start testing these lows again? Well, if we don't get good news from the tariff stuff, yeah. And here's the problem. CPI data was actually super juicy this morning. I didn't do the live stream. I wasn't feeling good. I'm kind of worn out. I got to be honest with you. Not like videos worn out. I'm kind of physically worn out a little bit. So my apologies to everyone there. I was feeling pretty sick this morning. That was not cool. But you're seeing right now softness. And that softness is starting to make us think, okay, this price of Roni is going to start touching the lower Roni again. Yeah, we got to get the tariff stuff fixed. CPI data was good, like I said, but we pissed that opportunity away. Why? Because the stock market is having some problems, especially the tech-savvy parts of stocks, and crypto is looked at as tech, is looked at as risky. And you're seeing with some of our favorites. We tried to hold on to $2, but we struggled. Look at this. XRP broke that $2 mark, and then what did we hold it for? Right here. So from 11 a.m., I mean, we held on to it for what? Like, not even a day? Like, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm sorry I don't have better news for you. I know, Standard Charter people are like, Klaus, this is kind of crazy, and I get it. We do. We need some better news to come. And I think the tariffs really just caught a lot of people off guard. Not the fact that we were going to go through them, because Trump is pretty much saying that, or he's doing pretty much everything that he said he would. I think it's the effect, the impact people weren't expecting to be this big. Stock market shaking losses, crypto market shaking losses. Oil plummeting too. People are like, yo, no growth, no bueno. So yeah, how do we put a nice bow on this? Well, I think the bow that we put on this is, look, we're still well above where we were back before the Trump election pump, but you're seeing a lot of players out there erase a huge chunk of their gains. Now, XP has held up the best compared to the rest, but we're, again, seeing more softness. And the announcement that we were going to pause the tariffs was a good thing for us. We saw some pumperoni on that. Lowercase p, okay? Let's be realistic here. It was lowercase p. But you're seeing it starting to erode. The market wants more. And in fact, the market doesn't want to hear anything about tariffs. It just wants to hear about moon action, and it wants to hear about low rates from Jerome Powell. Because Jerome Powell is not going to touch rates unless he knows what's going on with the tariff stuff. And I will guarantee you, with every fiber in my body, if anyone wants to take me on a little bit of bet in regards to this, that when Jerome Powell comes on the mic next, he's going to say exactly that. That he wants to see where all these tariffs play out before they start doing anything with rates. He's going to be stingy. He's trying to find like almost every excuse he can to keep rates higher for longer, which is very, very frustrating for all of us. In terms of Standard Charter and what they say, I mean, look, everyone comes up with all sorts of price predictions. I saw one on Twitter where the dude had like kangaroos all over his price chart, and I was just like, oh. And I think like a few months ago it was like the same chart, but like with supernova, something spectacular, moon diorama, Luke Skywalker, Hoth battle, something like that. And I was like, yo, okay, whatever, you do you, my guy. So yeah, we've got some poop sandwiches to deal with. We got some decent news to deal with. That we kind of So I don't know, mixed bag today. I'm kind of feeling like I'm not satisfied. You know what I mean? Like that's how I'm really feeling right now. I'm not satisfied at all. So I don't know. I'll keep bringing news whether it's good or bad. Happiest story. Choo choo what? Well, hold on. Let me put the sign on for y'all so we can do it together. Choo choo what? Oh, choo choo bitches, girlfriend.